myself on here, I couldn't. No, I couldn't, because I've seen that groundbreaking podcast last night from, what's her name, Madam Mao, the Muchness and Muchness over in the Monty Shit Show. Yeah, well, her podcast only went and dropped on Spotify yesterday, it did. Yes, it did. And I thought to myself, shall I spend the afternoon mopping up puppy piss off my nice clean floors, or shall I watch the Meghan Markle podcast? Well, it's a no-brainer, wasn't it? Yeah, so I had a bucket of popcorn later and a couple of those 12-inch long hot dogs. Yes, I settled down to be hallucinated. Yes, I did. Oh, it was ever so good, it was. It really was. I think she's branched into comedy, actually, to be fair, Vootoo. I think she's a bit like her brother, you see, because even though she denies having any family or anything, her other siblings are actually pretty talented. Yeah, so maybe she's actually following in their footsteps now, and, well, I think she's gone into comedy, that's what I'll do. I think Rachel, what's her name, with your Barry and that, they thought, fuck this shit, we ain't getting nowhere, no one's buying what we're selling. I think we're changing, going to comedy. Yeah, and I think she practiced last night with parody. Yeah, she did. She was playing herself, obviously. Yeah, oh, it was so funny. To be fair, I thought I bust a bleeding rib. I was laughing so much. It was bleeding hilarious. She's ever so funny, she is. Yeah, she is. And she had that, what's her name, with her, is it Selena? Selena, what's her name? It's a bit nifty with the tennis racket. Do you remember her? The one that's won every cup going and is really very talented. Well, she's a strapping great lass. And all the guys always say she's got an excellent backhander, so I mean, you know, well, it's horses for courses, isn't it, Vootoo? So anyway, she's grabbed Selena and she's dragged her into her Monty Shit Show. She's probably given her something hooky in her tea or something. That's probably what she's done. And poor old Selena sat there. Looked like she'd been bewitched. It really did. She was like in a trance, poor old Selena. She got a couple of words in here and there, but obviously, well, it was the Muchness's podcast, so she liftily turned the whole subject back to herself, because, I mean, none of us know nothing about the Muchness. I thought I need her in my life, and I need to hear from the very horse's mouth exactly who she is, because nobody bloody knows, do they? No, it's all bleeding top secret nowadays, isn't it? Yeah, so anyway, yeah, well, what she did, she rather niftily threw in a few metaphors and this, that and the other for me to sort of ruminate over. At least I think they were metaphors. Maybe they were jokes. Oh, well, never mind. Anyway, something about swimming in a swimming pool and jumping in the deep end and one thing and the bleeding another. Yeah, because if you jump in the deep end and then you go for stuff and then that empowers you or something or other, as opposed to staying in the shallow end clinging onto the bleeding railings. Which, to be fair, I thought that's where we were with her, but never mind. So anyway, that was a sort of nifty little metaphor that sprung up visually in my brain, and after I come out of my little protein coma, I had to blimmin' stop it and start again, didn't I? Oh my days. So anyway, here we went again. I thought, I missed that bit. Yeah, because apparently, when she was down with the girls or something or other, because she goes around the gaff, doesn't she, empowering women. Yeah, she does, she empowers people. Yeah, she empowers people like, no, well, obviously don't talk about her family or nothing like that. Shh. She just empowers random people that don't know her really and probably don't want empowering. Anyway, off she went to Africa, and she went to a place called Nyanga in Africa, or wherever it was in South Africa. And obviously she got herself down to a township, and I think they put them up in one of those shipping containers. You know them shipping containers? They turn them upside down, turn them into a bit of a nifty sort of temporary base or something. Or like a sort of mini, I don't know, like a mini home really. So anyway, they bunged her in there and this, that and the other and one thing and another, and there was a little dig about that, because obviously it wasn't up to her standards. But, well, she was pretending to be down with the people, so she couldn't really say a lot at the time. So anyway, off she went. She was giving speeches around the gaff, she was, to all these poor women, and one thing and another. Yeah, she was being marvellous. She was being very authentic, and she was being humanitarian. And anyway, something happened. I think what happened, for what I remember, I think she left Barry behind, and he'd been down the side of the shipping container, what converted shipping container, I think he'd had a bit of a spliff, to be fair, yes. I mean, if you're in America, you probably call it a doobie, but he'd had one of them, and somebody had smelt the smoke or something or other, so everyone got hysterical. And obviously, because they were down there, they're royals and one thing and another, aren't they? So they had all the blimmin' they had all the royal protection people, didn't they? They probably had your bleeding MI5 and one thing and another with them, didn't they? Oh, yes, they did. So anyway, between them, they managed to smell the smell of smoke vaguely coming from somewhere. And luckily they had a nanny that was a really crap nanny, actually, because, well, I mean, she thought to herself, oh, the baby wants to sleep, but I think I'll just go out and get myself some snacks before I put him down to sleep. I ain't being funny for you two viewers. I mean, if you're like me and you've put 16 children to bed in your lifetime, I think you'd find that if the little blighters want to go to sleep, first thing you do is get them into bed, bung them straight down, don't you? Yes, that's what you do. You don't think, oh, hang on a minute, I just think I'll go and get myself some Pringles. So, she was a bit crap. So anyway, and then somebody smelled the smoke, so the nanny burst into tears and one thing and another, and I think all the security guards burst into tears, and all the armed officers and the royal protection, I think they were all in tears, everybody was in tears, and then I think MI5 turned up, and I think they were in tears, and I think all the officials from the South African government, they all turned up as well, they were in tears, and they had their security services from South Africa that were there. Well, they were actually, they're employed to protect the muchness, weren't they? Yeah, they were all in tears too. I mean, everybody was in bleeding tears, it was so sad. And then anyway, what happened was the muchness came back, and she was in tears, and I think Barry was in tears before he even got home, wasn't he, old Barry? So yeah, because he knew he'd been bubbled up, didn't he? So anyway, so yeah, somebody smelt smoke and everybody started crying, so that was the end of that. And apparently, to save Barry's feelings, they put him down some hooky eater or something, or one thing and another. Like, I ain't being funny, September in South Africa, it's about 180 bleeding degrees. Why would you have a bleeding heater? Don't make sense, does it? Well, like a lot of the podcasts, that's what I mean, because it's a parody, you see? That's what it was. You're supposed to think. When you see somebody, they pretend to be somebody they're not, and they're telling you something within the story they're telling you by pretending to be somebody they're not. So I just imagine that's what I was watching. And I mean, there was a lot of metaphors set up on one thing and another, and there was a lot of analogies to be made of everything what she said, and a lot of the time what she chose not to say. Which, to be fair, weren't much, but you know what I mean. So anyway, she had a pop at the royal family. I mean, you've got to do that, and I mean, that's standard, especially if you're the muchness, eh? So, yeah, everything was wrong, and yeah, basically they were racist because she's got, like, some coffee-coloured toe or so, I don't know. Anyway, so, yeah, nobody likes women with ambition, according to the muchness. Yeah, they're all against people with ambition. Yes, they bloody well are. I mean, that's what blimmin' Harvey Weinstein used to think, didn't he? Yes, he used to think, yes, I don't like women with ambition. No, I do not. Eh? Bloody load of old rubbish. So anyway, when you think of it, I mean, yeah, well, I thought we were seeing, with Selena, I thought any minute it was going to turn into, what was that movie with Bette Davis and Joan Crawford, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? That's what I thought was going to happen. I thought old Selena, because she's a bit of a chunk, isn't she? I thought the muchness was going to lay into her. Yeah, because Selena started babbling on about, oh yeah, well, I'm really good friends with you, and I've always stuck up for you and everything. And I used to live in some place called Compton or something or other. And of course the muchness was like, yeah, everyone thought I did, and one thing and another. Because, well, the muchness, I suppose she plays tennis just as good as Selena now, because she knows her, so, yeah, she's probably, yeah, that's probably who taught her tennis, isn't it, when you think of it, Selena. So, yes, they were living in Compton or something or other happened. And Barry walked in, and Barry liked her hair, which was, well, it weren't in any way a racist comment, but anyway, we'll leave that there. The muchness's hair, well, she had it tied bleeding back, because usually it just looks like the minge of about 500 sort of Arabian maidens, doesn't she? That just hanging around limp like an old bleeding dish rag, and all the money that we read that it costs to do that hair like that. Honestly, I want my bleeding money back, I would, food to viewers. Yes, I would. I'd tie it up. That's what she needs. She needs a handy little scarf, doesn't she? Eh? So anyway, yeah, she reckons that nobody likes women with ambition, apparently. Because when you think of it, what's another word for ambition? Motivation? Or motives, isn't it, really? Well, if you think of it, motives and actions get put in a washing machine and on a fast spin, and when they come out, they call themselves motivation, don't they? Just another word for ambition, isn't it? And everybody's got ambition, everybody's got motivations. But in a roundabout little cack-handed way or muchness, because she likes to, oh well, I got my husband, my now husband, as opposed to her sort of later husband or before husband, I take it. Yeah, people thought that she was being ambitious and everything, because that's funny, because the whole world, you've been trying to persuade everybody that you're in love with him all these years, but now at least you've been truthful and said, well, it was down to ambition. And people don't like women with ambition. We love women with ambition. I mean, you think, what about Marie Curie and people like that, and your Florence Nightingale? They all had ambition, didn't they? Yes, they bloody well did. We've had amazing women in our life that have got ambition. I mean, where would the world be without Shirley Blinton and old Clancy Weldozy? I mean, they must have had ambition. And what about your Ursula von der what's her name over there? And what about your Jacinda Hartburn and old wee Jimmy Cranky Sturgeon up in your Scotland? Ruining the Caledonian bleeding Vales and Dales and whatever it is she gets up to up there. Oh yeah, no, women ain't got ambition. If they have, they're nasty. You've got to put them down. No one says that. What people are basically against is being lectured by multi-millionaires that are just being paid £18 million to give sort of like an hour load of old waffle that we've all heard before. Basically, it was just a load of old shit about some smoke or something or other, and now you've proved that you and your blooming security team are all far too inexperienced and immature, really, to run a bleeding ice cream bleeding cart down on the seafront, really. That's what I think, to be honest. Bloody all standing around crying because somebody smelt smoke. What a load of old shit. So anyway, then I thought to myself, come on, Gert, don't be a bitch. It was a parody. It's all a bleeding joke, innit? Especially when you think they spent £80 million. I mean, that's got to be the punchline of the joke, isn't it, really, when you think of it? I mean, please, somebody make it stop or make it make sense, because it's just got to have been a joke, really, hasn't it? And if it was a joke, it weren't all that obvious a joke, but it was kind of like a sick, twisted joke, wasn't it, really? A kind of gothic noir continuance of all the other gothic noir sort of parodies that she's bunged us, and we're not allowed to have an opinion on. Yeah, I ain't being funny, but I don't think Joe Rogan's got nothing to worry about, and in future, if I want some parody, I just think I'll tune into her brother's channel. Yes, yes, the Thomas Markle Jr. channel. Yes, at least he knows how to do comedy and he's got timing and that. Yes, so anyway, I'll keep you posted. Next week, she's going to drag on bleeding Mariah Carey and ruin her bleeding life and career as well, and credibility. Oh well, Voodoo viewers, I thought I'd give you an update. Bye. I'm off to clear up some more puppy shit. Bye, Voodoo. Bye. Bye.